Hi guys, welcome to the Movie Geeks Point of View. You're joining us for the second episode of Movie Face-Offs, the show where we battle against one another in a face-off for movies. So, joining me today is my brother, the one and only bearded man, the best man you will ever see, the most disappointing person after this introduction, Kieran Martin.
Hi.
And once again, as always, I am joined by none other than Mr. Ali McLaren.
What is up, guys?
And of course, as always, I'm your host and resident movie geek, the movie man, Ryan Martin.
Just so you know, when you did that face-off thing, it was almost like it was from the film Face-Off. It's madness.
That was totally not even intentional.
No idea what
Not even intentional. So, who would have thought? Right. We are giving out a prize to the winner. The prize is one Ultimate Spider-Man mug with out-of-date candies. I believe the candies went out of date in 2013. This is the prize to whoever wins today. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend
So
eating
you
the
won it
candy if
you
one
won
of
it
yous
the
leave
last.
with this, but the mug itself is...
It's got to stay in its case anyway, so, you know, you can't take it out.
Well, you could take it out and drink it. It's Ultimate Spider-Man. It's not a cool Spider-Man.
There's
Right.
a cool Spider-Man.
So, today we've got some interesting questions. First question, we are discussing today who is the best live-action Batman ever in a movie. And as Ali actually came up with this question, we will start with you.
My favourite Batman has got to be Michael Keaton for the pure, simple reason that, to me, he was just Batman. Enough said. That's all I need to say.
You're wrong, but
Right, Kieran, let's go to you then if you're starting with you're wrong. Who is the quintessential live-action Batman?
clearly the quintessential Batman is Adam West. I'm sorry, but the 1960s Bill Bozier Batman is Batman. Adam West exemplifies what Batman is. He's just phenomenal. Michael Keaton, yes, he was a more aggressive Batman, sort of killed everybody he wanted. But that's not the point. Adam West was camp and over the top, and what's not to like? That's Batman. Camp and over the top. And Burt Ward as Robin. What's not to love? Where was Michael Keaton's Robin, Ali? Where was he? Wasn't there? What's Batman about Robin?
Well, wait a minute. He was coming into it via forever, but because it went all 60s and campy and all that jazz, you know, Michael Keaton said no. You know, if they kept it Tim Burton style, Michael Keaton would have been in the trilogy, could have been in the saga altogether. But they went campy, 60s, nipples, Schumacher style, which just absolutely killed that franchise.
Okay, for my answer, I'm going to stop this because every one of us could argue Batman all day. So let's not do that. So I'll give my answer quickly. And I actually thought about this question quite hard. And I changed my mind a few times. Like, genuinely, I changed my mind a couple of times. The only two people I didn't even consider were George Clooney and Val Kilmer. They were not getting a vote for the best Batman.
But their films
However,
are phenomenal.
I, at first, thought Adam West, because he was Adam West, and the movies were camp, but they were fun, and there's nothing wrong with a superhero movie being fun, and he was a reasonable Batman, even though he was dressed in spandex, but, you know, he was a reasonable Batman. Burt Ward, Batman and Robin, like you say, it was funny, but then I changed my mind, and I said Christian Bale. Because the Dark Knight movies are fantastic. Christian Bale is clearly two different people in them. He is both Bruce Wayne and Batman as like separate personas. He's not like the same guy. And then finally, I changed my mind again and settled on Michael Keaton. The reason I decided Michael Keaton is because, like Christian Bale, he is clearly two different people. He is clearly Bruce Wayne and he is clearly Batman. Adam West was one and the same with both people. Now, the other reason I said Michael Keaton is because what is Batman? He is DC's version of Sherlock Holmes. That was the inspiration for Batman. He's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. That is what people call him. That is why he's a member of the Justice League. That's how he can run with the big guys. And Christian Bale was not the world's greatest detective. He showed us one piece of detective work in the 3 Dark Knight movies. And that was in the Dark Knight when he was examining the bullet. You know, he built his own gun. And that is a fake thing. That's not real. Which you're okay with in a world where the rest of the Justice League exists. But in this hyper-realistic world, they just invent fake technology. And that was the only scene we saw him do any detective work. Michael Keaton, we saw do detective work in both of his movies. We saw him researching who the Joker was. We saw him, you know, actually find out about, was it Jack Napier he was meant to be before he became the Joker in it?
Yep,
we
that's
saw him
right.
properly
Yep.
do detective work in both films. Then there's also the fact that, unlike Christian Bale in the Dark Knight trilogy, Christian Bale needed help for everything. He didn't do anything himself except fight.
Oh, he got rid of a bomb.
He needed Alfred, he needed Lucius Fox. He never done anything himself. And Batman is a loner. I mean, I know he's got Robin following him about and stuff, but like who he is a loner. He only lets a couple of people in. And like he builds all this stuff himself. And Michael Keaton never had the Lucius Fox or that character, which you never saw him build the stuff, because he didn't have anyone, you know, he had to do it himself. And although Christian Bale is a better ninja than Michael Keaton, I'm not denying that, but Michael Keaton also had the best Batmobile, then followed by Adam West.
He did have the best Batmobile, I'll give you that.
And he had the best Batwing before they just decided to call it the Bat in the Dark Knight trilogy. And
Michael Keaton's Batwing you see for about 7 seconds
and
before
it
he
was
gets shot down.
awesome, yeah. He's flying about cutting the balloons, and the Joker turns to his right hand man, and he's like, "What? You know, why didn't you tell me?" He's got one of those, and he's like, "We didn't know." And the Joker just pulls his gun out and shoots him. And I mean, that is amazing. So yeah, my vote has to go to Michael Keaton. Now, Kieran, we're both agreed on Michael Keaton. What are you sticking with the fact that you believe Adam West is a better Batman than Michael Keaton was?
Purely because he's more enjoyable than, yes. Don't get me wrong, I like the Michael Keaton Batman films. They're definitely better than any of the newer renditions of Batman, which I won't get into. Not really a fan. But Adam West is just clearly Batman. He's fun.
But he was in the Dark Knight.
Adam West disposes of a bomb like this, running around a pier.
Which is more believable than Christian Bale flying at 600 meters per second to dispose of his bomb.
We're not...
And more believable than penguins with rockets strapped to their back, for some reason knowing instinctively to shoot at someone on a bat skiff. How does that make sense?
Okay, look. I'm not denying the Michael Keaton movies had issues, because they did. Batman killed everyone. Batman doesn't kill people. Except in the comics, he has killed a lot of people. He just has. But he tries not to kill people, but in the movies, Batman was just killing everyone. So that is an issue.
Or he just chose not to save them. He chose not to save them. That's one other
That's the same thing as killing them.
In the
I'm going to
Batman,
shoot you and choose to shoot you. I'm not killing you and
in the
choosing not to save
Batman
you from
movie,
this bullet.
there is a scene where Michael Keaton drives the Batmobile through the factory with all the Joker's men in it and just drops grenades everywhere and then drives out. Now, he intentionally blew all the guys up. In Batman Returns, he sets a guy on fire at the start of that movie.
Right, yeah.
You know, he killed a lot of people, but so what? He's killing people. He lives in a shitty Gotham. We saw it. It was bad, you know. Other than that, he had the detective work of the Dark Knight. He was the ninja of the Dark Knight. He had the two separate personas, which Adam West did not have. Adam West was also not a ninja. We did see Adam West do a little detective work.
Bang.
We did
Not
see
a
him
lot.
do a little detective work, but not a lot. And Batman's meant to be smarter than everyone. Again, Michael Keaton showed that he was in these films. Adam West was smarter than everyone in the original Batman series and in the original Batman movie, but that was purely because everyone else was a fucking idiot. It wasn't like because he was good, it was because everyone else was thick as mince.
I'll have you know that Catwoman used some fancy words in that series.
Well, she did,
Yeah.
but
She dropped
Put it
Insgrevious.
this way: if that show was rated R, Catwoman would have been a lot more sexier.
well, I'm not. There was no way they were going to rate a show in the '60s about Batman at 15 or above. You know, it's. But right, I am taken here for a point. So Ali, Kieran, myself, Ali. Who do you give the point to? Kieran for Adam West or myself for Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton all the way, Ryan. Michael
1
Keaton.
point to me. Kieran, we're both saying Michael Keaton, but you got to give the point to one else. So who gave the better argument for Michael Keaton?
Come on, Ali. Come on, man, Ryan.
Keaton doesn't want to give points to me because
He's cheating already. He's got notes. Do we have notes? No. How is this
my
fair?
notes.
Well,
I have to say,
I'm just doing it off the top of my head.
Exactly.
Here, but from
my
memory.
notes are the questions.
Oh, yeah.
I
I don't want to see your notes.
I've got the questions wrote down. I'm the host. I need to. Right. Anyway, Ali. Of course, I'm going to give the point to you because you agree with me. Although none of you gave a particularly strong argument.
Please.
Because he's
Adam
Batman.
West
Michael
doesn't
Keaton
need
is
an
just Batman. I
argument.
mean, Batman could even be. Michael Keaton could be the Batman for. The Bruce Wayne, for Batman Beyond film. No doubt about
Anyway,
it.
at the end of round 1, Ali has 1 point, Kieran has no points, and I have 2 points. And we have officially worked out that Michael Keaton is undoubtedly the best Batman. We just proved it. We just proved it, Ali. That is at least until Ben Affleck gets his shot. So, second question that we are going for today is what is the best 80s teen comedy? And Kieran, we're going to start with you.
For me, personally, this was quite a difficult question. There's a fair few teen comedies that I enjoyed from the 80s. But after some serious thought, it came down on the 1986 Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick, What's Not to Like, the parade scene, he sings Wayne Newton's Dankeschön, followed by the Beatles' Twist and Shout. Madness. It's just absolutely wonderful. You know, thinking they can take miles off the Ferrari by driving it backwards. I mean, who would have thought of stuff like that? Simple things. You know, their little song, Cameron Was in Egypt's Land. Every time I watch it.
My Cameron go.
Exactly. It's just the principle in it. Everybody, the characters work so well. They develop over the course of the film. It's just outstanding all round and holds up today. I'd stack it next to pretty much any teen comedy out there.
I will also say, I'm not arguing your movie, but it's a damn good movie. And I will say, if you watched that movie when you were in high school and that did not make you want to skip school, you were like the craziest person in the world.
Save Ferris, all the t-shirts and that. I heard the aliens bursting out his chest.
Yeah, they were going starting a collection fund from a great film. Ali, what do you think is the best 80s teen comedy?
Well, I was gonna go for Weird Science, but then I changed my mind ever so slightly for the pure simple reason that Rebecca De Mornay is hotter, or was hotter, sorry, than Kelly Lee Brock. So I'm gonna go for Risky Business, just for the pure simple reason that it's risky business. I mean,
Tom Cruise in his underwear, skidding along.
Yeah.
That's the one with the crystal egg, right?
I mean, who doesn't want to do all that stuff that he did when their parents leave on vacation? But just for some reason, all that kind of stuff seems to happen in America, not over here in the UK for some miraculous reason.
Pretty sure in real life most of that stuff doesn't happen. For my answer, and I struggled with this one because there are a lot of good 80s teen comedies. But I think the greatest teen comedy from the 80s came at the very end of the 80s with none other than the time travel comedy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Ah, you bastard.
And I think Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure
Good choice.
is one of the best teen comedies ever made. It is fantastic. It's got everything you could want. Keanu Reeves is great in it. Alex Winters is like the only thing he's ever been good in.
No way!
It really displays Keanu Reeves' acting, spectrum. It shows the whole scale in this. Because you watch him in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and he's all like, whoa. And then you watch him in The Matrix, and he's all like, whoa. So, it shows that guy. That guy
Don't forget to wind your watch!
They're going to fail history, so a guy from the future comes back and says, you're going to be in a major rock band that's going to unite the entire world, and blah, 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 and you're going to be awesome, but you need to pass history in order to do it. So here's a time machine, go through past, meet historical figures, and pass your history exam. And what do? They bring historical figures back from the past, which lends to some great comical moments like Joan of Arc teaching a step class, calisthenics class, Genghis Khan just going mental in a shopping mall with a baseball bat, Napoleon going to the water park and being Waterloo. It has some great moments. Such a good film. And again, I love time travel. I love that kind of daft comedy, and I just think it is fantastic. And the sequel as well. Sequel was early 90s though, but still outstanding. So we will go, Ali, why do you think Risky Business is better than our movies before we skip ahead?
I just thought that Risky Business had so much in it at the time. One, it's Tom Cruise has Rebecca De Mornay, who was one of the most stunning ladies of her time, and just the whole film as a whole was a good comedy.
Kim, why do you think Ferris Bueller's Day Off is better than our movies?
See, I do not think Ferris Bueller's a better film than Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's one of my favourite films. However, I think Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a better teen comedy than Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's more of a niche comedy. It's funny to...
Is it a teen comedy?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's funny to a selected group of teenagers. Not everybody would get it. Whereas Ferris Bueller's Day Off's universal. Everybody gets it. It's wonderful no matter who you are. Anybody could watch it and find it funny. Where Bill and Ted, a lot of the references are far too indie and non-mainstream for people even, way over their head.
Send them to the Iron Man. Excellent! Classic. Yeah, rocking their guitar, they are just metalheads. Stupid metalheads. And
a lot of people just won't relate to that.
Okay, well, in Bill and Ted's defense, I'll say you might be right. Ferris Bueller's Day Off probably does appeal to a wider audience than Bill and Ted does, but Bill and Ted applies to obviously comedy lovers because it's hilarious. It applies to sci-fi geeks because there's a huge time travel element in it, and it appeals to metalheads because they're metalheads, and they make so many references to metal and stuff throughout. But yeah, I mean, Ferris Bueller's Day Off probably does apply to a wider audience. So does probably Risky Business. But having said that, I think the audience that Bill and Ted does go for much prefer it to either of these movies.
Yeah, they have a fervent dedication to the film. They're dogmatic about it.
Yeah, we'll fight to the end to defend this film. We will skip 2 given points. Ali, would you like to give your point to Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Well, I think I'm going to have to give an excellent point to Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted or Risky Business?
It's going to be Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. Excellent! And I, on this one, have to give the point to Kieran for Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Risky Business is still a great movie, Ali.
Thank you.
But there you go. So the scores
Still
for that round. Ali, you have 0 points in that round. Kieran has 1 point, and
Sad.
I have 2 points.